G'day guys, welcome back to the career mode. It's been like 3 weeks or something, which is my fault, but we're here now, round 19 game against Brisbane. So coming off the last 2 games, we had those 2 draws against Melbourne and the Dogs. The Melbourne game we were chasing all day, the Dogs game we started with a 6-goal lead, so both of them not ideal to lose, or to lose the 2 points in both those games. But with 5 games to go, we're still looking for top 4. Here we take on Brisbane, who are 17th, and they get off to a good start. It was a pretty sloppy opening quarter, but towards the end they put through a couple of goals, as we can see. Now this footage is really condensed down, not even all the goals are being shown. I just wanted to get these out. Here in the opening quarter, or the second quarter, sorry, we get it out to Loney, and Sinclair there finishes off the job, giving us our first, and we started a little resurgence from here. Obviously we got dominated in that first quarter, but only conceded the 2 goals, which was good. And here again we see Loney having a ping from outside 50, and it just manages to bounce through, giving us a way right back into the match. Early in this second quarter, he gets into his defender as well. Then here Marshall tries to take the mark. We get a free kick from a silly decision from Dan Zorko, and Loney put his second through, giving us a lead for the first time in the day. Just before half the time though, the Lions went down the other end, and you can see that by the scoreboard there, they were really started to put a few goals on it. Eric Hipwood from nowhere found one, giving them a 15-point lead. We really let it slip after taking the lead at one stage in that quarter. You can see now they've been popping plenty of goals on, and Christensen from an impossible angle made it a 27-point margin, game high margin. We had to do something to stop the spread, and late in this third quarter we hit Max King perfectly on the lead, who went back with a bit of wind. It's going to be a tough kick, but it just sneaks on through, giving us a 21-point margin to get back before the end of the game. Straight out of the middle, just before 3/4 time, Dunstan sends one long towards King, but it was Marshall, unstoppable. Butler got himself a free kick, and he went back with the wind behind him and put that one away as well. So 15 points heading into the final break of this match. Yeah, definitely coming back, and as I said, they are a bottom 2 or bottom 3 opponent, which meant that we were still a chance here. But and as Marshall got a free kick for rough conduct, I think he put that one through, bring it back to 7 points. So we were well and truly on the march. That was his first of the afternoon. He's been playing out of full forward for a little while now, especially once Paddy Ryder came back from, I think he was injured for a little bit. Yeah, he's been back at full forward, kicking a lot of goals. Here he is again. Just a huge mistake from Andrew to give it to McInerney. Not sure about that run up, but he gives us the lead 15 minutes into the last quarter. Rowan Marshall, like I said, quiet for most of the day, but had a huge last quarter. Hunter Clark, now Membry. Marshall, was Membry out the back, strolled in, gave us a 7-point lead. But as we've seen in a lot of games this year, we definitely need a bit more of a buffer than that, because teams always come at us late, and we saw it here with Brisbane. Charlie Cameron taking a big pack mark, going back 26 minutes almost into the game, and just sneaking it through, bring it back to a point. So I knew there was still going to be some time left, because there had been quite a few goals in the quarter. But here, a deep kick, McStay was under it. I thought for sure he'd take it, but he fumbled the mark. Brisbane though weren't giving up, they got it out wide. We came in again, our pressure was just relentless, and we caused a stoppage there through Wilkie, who's been beginning to find his way into the side through a couple of injuries we had. Here Brisbane again, they just weren't giving up. This was the big one. Dougal Howden a one-on-one with, I think, Hipwood, and punches it away, saves the day for the Saints, and we walk away with our first win for about a month of football. It was definitely an ugly win, but nonetheless a step closer to a top 4 finish, with 4 more games to go after this one. So we didn't get any of the votes for this game because we were trailing for a lot of it. It makes sense. But moving on to next week, it is Saturday night football against the Hawks. They're up and about looking for a spot in the top 8, so they weren't going to be an easy game. The roof was left open, not really sure why. And yeah, so I forgot to mention, I accidentally turned the crowds off earlier and just forgot to turn them on in these couple of games. So it was Harry Morrison's 50th game, and I think it was Hunter Clark's as well, as we'll see there. So a couple of milestones for young players, but it was the Hawks starting out of the middle very quickly. McAvoy sent it in long. Huge mistake from Jimmy Webster, coughed it up to the 50th game of Morrison. He kicked their first of the night inside a minute of the game, and that was really just the trend for a lot of the night. We see here Patton putting their second away late in that first quarter, and then that was it for the first quarter. King had a ping from outside 50. Really come along in the last sort of 6-8 games. He's become a really important forward in that pocket. Started us off well as well. Josh Battle got one of his first games for the year. I don't think you'll see him in these clips though. He was very quiet. pattern out the back, adding their 4th goal of the night. And yeah, this was in the 3rd quarter, so very low scoring contest all day. Puopolo there from dead in front, was never going to miss, and added to the total again. So we were really in bother at this point, 25 points down. It did not get any better. Out the back there you can see Impy this time, I think, running in, kicking another goal. They were too quick for us, they were too skillful all night. This is the very next centre bounce. You can see the time, it's gone from 4 minutes to about 9 minutes, and they've kicked 4 goals in that time, I think. This time it was Jago O'Meara, so it's getting out of hand. 37-point margin. Late in the 3rd quarter though, Butler here, you can see, runs away. He's always doing this for us, always kicking the goals. This time out on the full, so it just wasn't our night, I suppose. Max King starting off in the last quarter, kicked a goal from range. Like I said, he's having a really good season now, especially those long range goals. He always seems to move up from the pocket and kick big goals for us. This time down the throat of Marshall with beautiful footy. And at this point, 8.5 minutes into the last quarter, we've reduced the margin to within 26 points. And I thought maybe we were a chance to run over the top, but the game just petered out in the end. Not sure about that crowd glitch, but that was all it wrote, really. They got one more goal, I think, the Hawks. We didn't kick any more. Despite dominating, we just couldn't get it near the goals. And Hawthorn ran away with a very convincing win in the end by 32 points or 31 points. So that was it for this one. 3 more games to go. At the moment, we're sitting, I think, 2nd. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.